Hey guys, this is ToyTony and I'm coming back to you with another video. Today's video is a special video. Well, it's kind of a normal video, but it's special because I just hit 700 subscribers. And I couldn't have done it without all of my loyal fans. Thank you. Thank you very much. And so we thought we'd go ahead and do a video today, since today was the day I hit 700. And also it was the day I got this box in from Mexico. We're gonna open up this box, and I think it's Masters of the Universe bootlegs. And I thought, since we just did a bootleg video, we would go ahead and do another one, and let me know what you think about it. And I think there's 3 figures in here, and we're just going to go right into it. So I hope you enjoy. We'll start with a good guy first, since good guys are always first, right? Okay. We've got He-Man. Okay, well, let's see if we can get the saran wrap off of this arm without taking up too much video time. Okay, so here's He-Man. Detail-wise, for a bootleg, I think it's fantastic. And for a bootleg, he's got pretty good articulation, because he has, he's got swivel at the head. Come on, He-Man, move your head. I don't want to move my head. Okay, swivel at the head. He's got arms that can go up and down. And that's pretty cool. And I've got a computer that's beeping at us. And then he has legs that move up and down. So that's what, 5 points of articulation. And then I think his arm, I don't know, I guess it moves at the above the bracer. That's crazy. That's an added articulation that we didn't have. What do you think? Yeah, now I can slap people. Bam. Anyway, that's pretty cool. So that's an additional 2 points of articulation. And I think we even have articulation at the feet. So that's more articulation than I've ever seen on one of these large He-Man. So what do you think about that? And he's got this really cool sword. It's soft vinyl, which is fine. I've had some that are worse than this. I mean, this at least straightens out. Look, it's pretty straight considering it was kind of smushed up against him. And let me see, it looks pretty wide. It might not even fit in his hand. That's one thing about bootleg sometimes. It's real hard to get them to fit, but we're going to keep them. Look at this. Well, maybe not. He-Man, what do you think? You're gonna be difficult today, or are you gonna hold your sword? Well, there you go. For a bootleg, that's not too bad. He's got a sword, he can hold it, and I'm sure if you wanted to really mess with it, I'm sure that you could do that. And it's just amazing to me that they go to so much trouble for all these bootlegs, because the detail, like I said, is phenomenal. And I know they probably just blew up, you know, they probably have a digital application where they can just blow up a large, you know, a smaller figure and get the detail. But it's just, wow, I'm very impressed. So I think his sword, with the sword and everything, he's ready to go to battle. So we're going to move him over here now. We're not going to fool with this anymore. He's standing right there. Can you stand there, He-Man, and not really get in the way? I don't know. We'll see. So the next up is He-Man's arch nemesis, Skeletor. And yes, we're going to spend a little bit more time taking plastic, saran wrap, whatever, this stuff off of here. But we've got Skeletor here. And I wish you would just stand up right away so you could save us some time. And we'll just prop you right here until I Look at that. There's Skeletor. Now check out this face. Holy moly. Ta-da! Wow, look at this thing. I tell you what, there's no safety code with this sucker. You can knock somebody unconscious with this thing. This has got a really hard hit. Anyway, back to Skeletor. Quit digressing, Tony. Skeletor has a movable head, and he has arms that go up and down, and he also has legs that move, and he has a waist. So, but other than that, I just wonder if these were even made by the same person, because they don't have any wrist joints or, you know, boot cut joints. So if they were made by the same company, maybe they just wanted He-Man to have more articulation so he could obviously win the battle. So this Skeletor, I don't know what it is. I think he might look better if he didn't have the wrinkles up here, but I like it. But he, like I said, he just looks a little, I don't know, he just looks really cool though. I like this too, the way this is painted silver, and then of course you got that, and he's got a really neat shine to him. I mean, his paint, this is high gloss compared to He-Man, who's got more of a matte finish. Now, I'm not even going to try to put this in here because this sucker is heavy. This Havoc staff, like I said, is really substantial. And it even has holes in the eyes, so I bet you could put one of those light up things in here that they do as bootlegs and have this staff light up. That would be crazy, man. Can you imagine the eyes lighting up? Either that or I can peek through it at everybody. It's pretty cool. So anyway, I don't think it's supposed to go in this hand, but my guess is that it needs to go in his hand, and we're not going to sit there and struggle with this because we barely even got the other thing in there. So there you go. He's got the Havoc staff in this hand. Maybe he needs to have it in his hand so that he can block off He-Man with the sword. God, this is cool. I am so excited. I'm glad I got this package in today. I hope everybody's having a good time. Are you having a good time? I always have a good time, Tony. And the fact that we've got a movie coming out is really making me happy. I can finally beat He-Man on the big screen. Okay, Skeletor, enough of your moaning and groaning. So there's the Skeletor. We've seen He-Man and Skeletor. And then, I don't even know what to say about this one. This sucker is simply above and beyond anything I expected. He is way bigger than the other two. So there was no quality control in terms of size when they were making this sucker. And then maybe again it was made by a different company. You know, I don't know, and maybe that would be a fun video if we could actually find out. You know, maybe I wish we could go behind the scenes. Probably can't unless we actually go to Mexico. It would be kind of cool to go behind the scenes and find out how these bootlegs are put together. And then they probably don't want you to know because this is probably a copyright issue. Who knows? Maybe if somebody out there knows how they do these bootlegs, do they have different little shops that work on certain figures, or do they all come from one place and it doesn't really matter whether they match up exactly? You know, write us a comment. Let us know about it. I had a buddy, I was at a show, I did Retromania in January, and he had a Scare Glow, but I never got to see it because he said he sold it so fast. And the one thing I hate is he also had a bunch of bootleg Thundercats at the time, and I wish I would have bought those, and I'm still kicking myself for that. But that's another video. No, we're not gonna have a video where I'm kicking myself, but we're gonna actually find some of those other bootlegs. So now we're gonna look at this Scare Glow, and I'm sure his head moves, and it seems to move a lot easier than these do. And this is not as hard a plastic as they used on He-Man and Skeletor. It's a little bit softer. And and he also has the standard articulation that we've been looking at for most of these bootlegs, where his arms go up and down, and he swivels at the waist, and then he has legs that go up and down. Now, looking at this, I don't know, maybe the legs are the same legs, just molded bigger, that they use with Skeletor. Kind of look the same. You know, back in the old days, back when they originally did He-Man, this came out on a card that said it was the ghost of Skeletor. It's supposed to be the ghost of Skeletor. Now Scare Glow is his own persona, and he's supposed to be this evil being that lives down and controls the bottomless gates of hell, or whatever. You know, he's down there, and I mean, I think they showed him in some of the newer cartoons how he was in charge. And since then, I think Scare Glow actually has got himself a steed, so there's a scare mare out there too. And I do not have that, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to get it. So anyway, this is the Scare Glow bootleg, and he does not come with an accessory, because I'm sure that most of the cost went into this amazing cape. Man, somebody did some serious stitching on this sucker. It's got a multi-level collar, and it's just amazing the quality that went into that. We can sit here and we'll turn it around so that you can see it. Look at that. Look at the stitching. I mean, this is top notch. I wish the capes on the ones that they made, you know, the real ones, were that good. But I think now, and we'll look at it in a minute just for size comparison, I think the cape on the new Origins Scare Glow is actually more of a vinyl cape. But this, I've always been a fan of fabric capes. I mean, most of my Batman that I love all have fabric capes, you know, going all the way through Michael Keaton and beyond. They had the little cape with the clip that kind of clipped around their neck. But this cape, wow, this cape is awesome. And you can't take this cape off. I was going to take it off and put it on somebody else, but it's actually it's been attached to the vinyl. That's really cool. Boy, somebody did a really good job on you. Scare Glow, and I really like my cape. So anyway, he looks pretty good. I have one gripe, and I tried it earlier, but we're looking at it now, is I think that there's some Scare Glow bootlegs out there that glow, really glow. And this one is not one of them. So we're gonna look for one that glows, and maybe we'll do a comparison to this one when we find it. But as of right now, this is really cool. I noticed though, you know, the thinner, this plastic here almost has an orange tint to it. So that's one thing that probably not the coolest, but his head's got an orange tint, but he's still really cool. And he's just very, I don't know, he just really, to me, he's makes more of an impression, and it's probably because he's bigger than the other two. And I was trying to get him to stand up, and I did. So now we can see all three of them, and I'm hiding behind them. So is that a good angle? Can you see it really good? So here are the three bootlegs that came in my box from Mexico today, and I was so excited about hitting 700 subscribers, I thought I would show it to you. And I also am going to bring out And that's just because Scare Glow was the last one we looked at. Well, of course, when you don't want something to happen, it does. Where are we? Okay, we're going to look at an Origins Scare Glow for comparison. Size comparison anyway. Let's move this big old boy over. And then we can bring Scare Glow in here. And again, like I said, this is an Origin one. And it has a vinyl cape. The original Scare Glow that was made in the 80s has a cloth cape. And when we go through everything, we're probably going to do another video where we compare all these different Scare Glows together. And this Scare Glow has this staff. This one did not come with the weapon. It's kind of disappointing, but I'm sure that we can find some sort of weapon to go in his hand. And in fact, I might have one here in the box. Look at this. So he's got a weapon. And we can see if he can hold this sucker. Can you hold it? I can hold it, Tony. So we're gonna put this in his hand. Look at that. It doesn't hold as good as we want it to, but we're gonna put it back in there. And we're not gonna push it all the way up because it looks like it's skinnier when you push it up. And if you put it in here like this, like the first way I had it, you can hold it. And we might be able to make it a little higher without it falling out on the ground. So anyway, so Scare Glow has a weapon. And this Scare Glow has his Scare Glow staff. In the original Scare Glow, there was a green staff, but it wasn't the first edition. The first edition Scare Glow had a glow staff. So there's a little tidbit of information if you don't know that. So, well, again, I'll have to get all the Scare Glows out because this was mainly showing off what I got in the box. So here is a Scare Glow Origins figure, just to show you, mainly size comparison, to show you that this sucker, this bootleg, Scare Glow, are you not going to stand up? You're going to make my life difficult today. Okay. Your hands, well, I got your feet all wonky. I wouldn't stand up if I had feet like that either. So, anyway, if we can get him to stand up for a minute. So, if he falls now, we're going to hold him up so you can see him and get a good shot of the size. He looks like, heck, he's almost 3 times bigger than the original one. So that's a pretty big size difference. And now he's going to stand up, of course. He's going to do that and make me look silly. So anyway, so we wanted to show you the bootlegs I got in the box. And I wanted to do a little bit of a size comparison and talk a little bit about these bootlegs. And I hope you liked this video. I've had fun doing it. And remember, until next time, you're never too old to love toys. I'm ToyTony, and we will talk to you very soon.